That's our Sunaina. She is the youngest presenter who ever presented in our Future Scientist meet. She is a grade 3 now. So grade 2 to 3 student. Grade 3 student from Sishya. And she is a junior research scientist with the target space. And Sunaina is going to present on this topic, space walk. The stage is all yours, Sunaina.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sunaina, Junior Research Scientist, Team Target Space, studying in grade 3. Today, I am going to present a very interesting topic, spacewalk. What is a spacewalk? Anytime an astronaut gets out of a vehicle while in space, it is called a spacewalk. A spacewalk, also called an EVA, which stands for extravehicular activity. EVA also applies to lunar surface exploration, also called moonwalk. The first ever spacewalk was by Alexei Leonov from Russia on March 18, 1965 on Voskhod 2 mission, which lasted 10 minutes. And the first ever moonwalk was by Neil Armstrong from America, who we all know as the first man to land on the moon on July 20th, 1969 on the Apollo 11 mission lasting 2 hours and 31 minutes long. Let us watch the original clipping of how it happened. This is Alexei Leonov on the first ever spacewalk. This has no audio in this clipping as the resources then were limited.
Wow, that's the first spacewalk video for you audience. Please, a huge leap.
The spacewalk is done in 1965. That's why all the camera, audio, all that is very limited.
I think I'm watching this for the first time. All I have seen is the images. These. So we are getting requests for sharing this video in the researchers group.
So this video is very good, sir. It like shows our history of space.
And always comes up with a nice, good amount of research.
Yes, sir. Because finding this videos will be very difficult, sir.
Yeah.
Because very less people upload it.
And this is Neil Armstrong. You can even see him singing and hopping on the moon.
Sunaina, can you please send me the original source so that I can see this video?
Now, Neil Armstrong singing in the
super video.
Dancing, singing and dancing.
You can even see it.
This is once in a lifetime I video. Can hear a little bit of sound. It's like very, I can, but it's like a.
Can you increase the volume, please?
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot. Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now. I'm at the foot of the ladder. The 11-foot beds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches. which is we got all your steering. It's great. Oh, this is going to be some kind of different ride. Hippity hoppity, hippity hopping over hill and dale. Da 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 da. Hippity hopping along. One, ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector good. We're burning flight. Roger. Looks good, flight. How's the finish that flight? Roger. Stand by for splashdown.
Nice. An audience, now you can unmute. I'm first time listening to this song. La, la, la.
Oh my god, I can't believe this.
Can you play it one more time?
Oh, wow. Can you send this video in the
Once more,
group?
please.
Yeah, please send this video in this group.
That,
Once more, please. Marka put.
After the presentation, I will surely share it. There are two types of spacewalk, tethered and untethered. Tethered spacewalk is where the astronaut is connected to the spacecraft, oxygen and electrical power through an umbilical cable. Untethered spacewalk is done using manned maneuvering unit and has been performed only 3 times in 1984. This is Bruce McCandless performing the first ever untethered spacewalk. There is no audio. Same reason.
nice. This is the untethered spacewalk.
Yes.
Nice. Today we are just, it's all like, I think, very rare videos. We have
Yes.
made it a single separate. I'll cut this entire presentation into a single video. First time I'm just watching this untethered spacewalk. I have seen only in movies. That too, that astronaut may be thrown out of.
So now we're on images not so The purpose of the astronauts to going on spacewalks is to conduct science experiments outside the spacecraft, to learn how being in space affects different things, to test new equipment, and to repair satellites and other spacecrafts. Let us see how they managed to do the spacewalk. Astronauts wear the spacesuits several hours before. The spacesuits are pressurized with oxygen and carry enough water supply too. Breathing in ample oxygen removes the nitrogen from the astronaut's body. If they don't get rid of the nitrogen, the astronauts might get gas bubbles in their body while they walked in space and start feeling pain in their shoulders, wrists, elbows, and knee joints. This is called the bends, which also happens with scuba divers. They use 2 special airtight doors to get in and out of the spacecraft without any air getting out of it. Safety is most important for any activity. Astronauts are hooked to the spacecraft with the help of hooks and a cord, one end of which is hooked to the spacewalker and the other end to the vehicle. They also tether tools to the spacesuits. Another way astronauts stay safe during spacewalk is by wearing a SAFER. SAFER stands for Simplified Aid for EVA Rescue. SAFER is worn like a backpack and uses small jet thrusters to let an astronaut move around in space. If the astronaut was to become untethered and float away, SAFER would help him or her fly back to the spacecraft. Astronauts control safer with a small joystick like on a video game. Astronauts train in the neutral buoyancy laboratory where they have to spend 7 hours in water for every hour they spend in a spacewalk. Virtual reality helps them get the experience of being in space. Let us watch the neutral buoyancy training.
Crane lifts them into the pool wearing 300 pounds of spacesuit apiece. Underwater, the safety divers meet them and carefully remove them from the platform. Each astronaut is carefully weighted to be precisely neutrally buoyant. Hey, they don't call it the Neutral Buoyancy Lab for nothing. Once weighted properly, the astronauts hover in the water as if floating in the weightlessness of space. Since fins don't work in space, the astronauts don't get to wear them here. They must be moved from task to task by the divers. The divers are also responsible for keeping a careful eye on everything happening. Each astronaut has 4 divers assigned to him or her. 2 are safety divers. Another has a camera with a cable going to the control room. And there are more cameras mounted all over the inside of the pool, too. In the test director room overlooking the pool, 21 monitors keep the staff informed of everything that happens below. They oversee the safety of the operation. If anything were to go wrong, the divers can get the astronaut to the surface in only seconds. In the test conductor room, another team is conducting the training run. The test conductor and team speak directly to the astronauts through the communications gear in their helmets. But powerful underwater speakers allow the divers to hear everything that's being said, even if they can't talk back. Go ahead and swim EV1 over to Z1 to check out EV2's APFR ingressing. The point of all this effort is to provide a learning environment for astronauts where they can practice tasks over and over in simulated zero gravity before they're required to do it by themselves in space. Tasks that are easy on land become much harder in zero gravity, and harder still while wearing a spacesuit that has to be able to protect an astronaut from the vacuum of space.
And this is the
Crane lifts them into the
training.
Hi, my name is Matthew Noyes, and I'm the software lead of the Hybrid Reality Lab at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. And our lab works on how we can improve astronaut training, engineering design and analysis, and doing studies of human performance by integrating elements of physical reality together with virtual reality technology. The way we achieve that is by 3D printing plastic replicas of tools that astronauts can hold inside their hands. When wearing a VR headset, they see a photorealistic representation of that same tool that's being tracked in 3D space. So it looks like it's actually made out of metal. We can substitute these tools to reduce the cost necessary to do training while still maintaining fidelity. We're able to achieve this using the Unreal Engine, which is a commercial game engine typically used in creating entertainment products, but that we found to be excellent for creating simulation-grade software. We're also using NVIDIA GPU technology and a lot of different physics systems like NVIDIA's PhysX libraries to produce very realistic simulations while still maintaining high visual quality. The future with this technology is dramatically revolutionizing how we do astronaut training.
Before I conclude, these are some of the spacewalk historic firsts. I have mentioned just a few, while there are many more legends on the list. Untethered spacewalk by American Bruce McCandless on 7th February 1984. First woman to go on a spacewalk, Svetlana Savitskaya on 25th July 1984. All-female EVA team, Christina Koch and Jessica Mell on 18th October 2019. First three-person EVA pair out Richard Heeb and Thomas Akers on 13th May 1992. Longest EVA Susan Hems and James Voss on 11th March 2001. Finally, Russian Anatoly Solovyev holds the record for the most EVAs and greatest total duration spent in EVA, 16 EVAs, 82 hours, 22 minutes. I am sure that this presentation gave you an interesting and informative insight into how and what astronauts do in a spacewalk. Thank you.
Well done, beautiful.
Super, Sunaina. And your videos also were very good, Sunaina. Your videos.
Thank you.
That's
Sunaina,
spacewalk.
what is
Sunaina, can you share the videos?
Yes, please can you share me the videos in the group?
Yes, we will.
Can you explain me briefly about this? They have put in something like glasses and they are virtually seeing ISS, inside Mars. Can you give me a brief note about this technology?
The video will play inside that.
Yes.
Inside the glasses, the video will play.
Oh, okay.
It's actually 3D.